Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me for WLBT Plus. My name is Kara Shirley, your digital news desk host, and it is Monday, what day? Monday, August the 4th. Thank you guys so much for tuning in with me for WLBT Plus. If you're watching on our website or mobile app, we appreciate you. And if you are tuning in on our social stream, thank you so much for watching there. Don't forget you can always join the conversation there if you have any questions, thoughts, comments, anything like that. You can always put those in the comment section. And if you're watching, let me know where you're tuning in from. So we have some stories to update you guys on today that we have been talking about here at WLBT, and then a couple of other things. Before we get into the news, though, let's take a look outside, looking over Forest, courtesy of our Bank of Forest camera. You can see lots of clouds, a beautiful day out, and really it's not as hot as it has been, which is really a blessing. It's something that we will take here in summertime, August in Mississippi. So it's still hot. Don't get me wrong. It's still hot out there, but it's not nearly as hot as it has been. Well, let's go ahead and jump into the news. First thing we're going to talk about this morning is a very sad situation that happened here in Jackson this weekend. Something we just had a press release or press conference with Chief Joseph Wade on just within the past hour and a half here. And it is talking about the 8-year-old little boy who lost his life this weekend when he was left at home unsupervised with a gun that was not secured. So Chief Joseph Wade let us know this afternoon that the father of the 8-year-old has been taken into custody, and this is him right here, Carrion Hilliard, age 29. So what happened was the little boy was at staying with his father that night, and the father left him at home by himself with the gun unsecured. He didn't stay with his father. He was just there with him for the weekend. And when the father was gone, the little boy got the father's gun and shot himself. The child was the only one at home. The father was taken into custody and charged with felony child neglect for leaving the child at home alone with an unsecured weapon. He has received a $50,000 bond. He received that this morning. Now, Chief Wade said currently they are investigating this as a death investigation. They are, of course, waiting to get the results of the autopsy from the little boy. They are also they tested the father and the grandfather for GSR residue or GSR gunshot residue on their hands to make sure that the father and the grandfather were not involved in this, but that they are not believed to be directly involved with the actual shooting. But they are waiting on those test results to come back. But they are investigating this as just a death investigation right now and not a homicide investigation. So again, the little boy was left at home. He got his father's unsecured gun and ended up shooting and killing himself with that gun. The father came back home. It was an unspecified amount of time when the father came back home and discovered the child. But we are waiting to get more information on this. Of course, that's going to be a while because they are still investigating it. They have to wait for the state crime lab to process a lot of this stuff. So, but at this time, what we do know is that the father right here, 29-year-old Carrion Hilliard, has been charged with felony child neglect, and he received a $50,000 bond this morning. So I'm looking here. You guys have some questions. Seashells Prosperity says, was it illegal for the child to be spending time with the father? No, the child, it was not illegal for the child to be with the father. They were at a family event earlier, according to Chief Wade, and the child went home with the father. So that was something that was not something he should not have been doing. Let's see. I got a couple. I saw another question here, I believe. A great question. Was the gun even on, was the safety on the gun, or is it that easy for a child to take it off safety? That is not something that we have been notified of, but that is a great question that we could reach out and ask. We don't know that answer. We just know that the gun was unsecured. It was in the bedroom area, is what Chief Wade stated, and the child was able to get the gun. One thing that Chief Wade said that really disturbed him about this investigation is that the father didn't even know the correct age of the child. He initially said said the child was 10 years old when the child was 8 years old. Chief Wade also said that while he did not speak with the mother directly, that some of his other officers and investigators had spoken with the mother, and she is understandably absolutely devastated with this situation and her losing her child like this. But again, the father has been arrested, felony child neglect, received a $50,000 bond. And as we get more information, we will update you on that. Now we're going to go to Copiah County, where we have learned one person is dead after a head-on collision there in Copiah County. And several firefighters were actually assaulted while trying to help the victims. So Sheriff Byron Swilly says the accident happened on Lily Road outside of Hazelhurst around 12:40 Sunday morning. 18-year-old Zenkavian Brown was killed when his Ford Mustang collided with an Infiniti SUV. So the driver of the SUV was airlifted to Jackson. We don't have any word on that person's condition. Another SUV was also involved in the crash. So the sheriff says that several of the responding firefighters were assaulted during this, and 3 had to go to the hospital. For now, that is all the information that we have on that. We know that they were assaulted. We are working diligently to get more information on this case for you, to let you know exactly what happened. Why were the firefighters assaulted? How are they now? We do know they had to be taken to a hospital, but we don't know the status of them now. What type of firefighters were they, with this being out in a remote part of the county? That could have been volunteer firefighters or could not have been. But that is something that we are working to get information on for you, and we will have more information on it. I believe we will have more information on it during our newscast today, starting at 5. So you want to make sure you are tuning in then. A sad situation there. Just with the death of the 18-year-old. Like I said, we have no idea what the entire situation was that happened, that caused this to happen, but we are working to get this information for you, and we will pass it along to you. Jackson police are also investigating after 2 people were injured in a shooting that happened on Saturday. So it happened around midnight on Taylor Street. 2 officers found 2 people suffering from gunshot wounds. Both of those people were taken to the hospital. No arrests have been made at this time. And if you do have any information on this, call Jackson Police Department or Crime Stoppers. So I always tell you guys, and Chief Wade has talked about this several times too, about how people that have security cameras or Ring doorbell cameras, a lot of times they will see something and they will turn that over to the police department to help them find out exactly what has happened in an investigation or in a shooting or any kind of crime. So again, this happened around midnight on Taylor Street here in Jackson. So if you live in the Jackson area, you live in this area on Taylor Street, and you have one of those security cameras, go back and check the time around midnight that night and see if you can catch anything that you may be able to turn over to the police department or Crime Stoppers, and hopefully find out what happened in this crime that happened on Saturday night, midnight on Saturday, again on Taylor Street here in Jackson. And JPD has arrested 5 people after a shootout happened at a home on Redwood Drive near Sewell Road in South Jackson. So JPD initially told us that there were 2 groups of people in cars that started shooting at each other around 7 o'clock Saturday night. Said they were on their way to a party at a house in the Willowwood subdivision. The detectives recovered multiple shell casings in the area. Several of the homes there were riddled with bullets. Police say that one of the 5 people that were arrested were also injured in the shooting. So the pictures, this is what we have here. These are the 5 people who were arrested in this. 21-year-old Deshaun Gross, 22-year-old Desmond Hudson, 18-year-old Octavius Robinson, 19-year-old Rashadrick Williams. His mugshot was not released. And 21-year-old Jamoris Lewis are all charged with shooting into an occupied dwelling. Jamora Lewis is also charged with possession of a firearm by a convicted felon. JPD says that more arrests and additional charges are expected in this. So Chief Wade also spoke on this situation in the press conference that he held earlier. He said, at this time, no bond has been set for those that have been arrested. He also said that there were 2 other incidents that have happened previously in Jackson, and actually recently here in Jackson. And he believes that those 2 other shootings that have happened and this shooting that happened this weekend are connected. He also said that he feels and believes that they are gang related. They have collected shell casings from all 3 of the crime scenes, all 3 of the incidents, and they are investigating. They are looking to see if they are actually connected, if they are, if it is all in relation to each other. We are waiting to get more information, and of course, we're waiting for their investigation to be complete. And when we get the information, we will certainly pass it along to you. But like I always say, if you live in the area and you have security cameras, look and see if you can see what happened here as well. So again, this happened around 7:00 Saturday night on Redwood Drive near Sowell Road here in South Jackson. Now, in response to that shooting, Ward 4 City Councilman Brian Grizzell plans to hold a meeting tonight, a town hall meeting tonight at the Willowwood Community Center. So if you live in that area and you would like to attend, it's going to be at the community center at Willowwood at 6:00 tonight, a town hall meeting. And I believe Chief Wade will be there also. So you can certainly go and voice your concerns and maybe get some other questions answered there at the town hall meeting. So let's see, before we jump into any more news, looking here at our comments. You guys are leaving a lot of comments. Donna Miller saying very sad situation. It is very much. Leticia Woods is saying praying for the family. And I mean, it's a lot. It is a lot that has happened out there. Britt, here you is. Britt, hello, happy Monday, everyone. Tuning in from Kosciuszko. Thank you so much for watching, Britt. And it has been a sad situation over the past weekend, and hopefully, these incidents will be able to provide some answers as to why things like this are happening, and maybe it will help provide a way to move forward from them. We can only hope, but we will continue to watch all of them and keep you updated here at Wlbt. Now, coming back to Jackson, some a little lighter news here. So Jackson Water has been reported they have already exceeded its 2025 budget for sewer work. So the utility has spent more than $19 million on sewer work through the month of June. That's about $2 million more than it had budgeted for the entire year. So, excuse me, let me get something in the correct order for you guys. Okay. So it's about $2 million more than they had budgeted for the entire year, for a total of nearly $9 million. So 76 sewer overflows have been fixed. 2 of those were classified as major. Jackson Wire is required to complete nearly a dozen priority projects to bring the city's sewer system into compliance with federal law. Not sure exactly what the plan is for that, but we will certainly keep watching it and pass the information along to you. And speaking of Jackson Water, the current interim water manager, there we go. My system is slowing down on me. The current interim water manager, Ted Hennepin, says that he will not be stepping down. So he had said last week that he was considering resignation after a federal judge refused to sign off on 2 proposals to increase revenue for Jackson Water. but he has ultimately decided to stay, saying that he is committed to finishing the job that he started. So he did speak with Three on Your Side during Jackson Water's quarterly public meeting, and it was held days after a federal judge said that he was not ready to approve proposals to raise rates and create a water authority to allow Jackson Water to issue bonds in the wake of cash shortfalls. You can read more about this story on our website at WLBT.com. And former Hinds County Interim Sheriff Marshawn Chrysler is asking for a new trial. He is saying that the FBI targeted him because of his status as a government official. So his attorney is appealing his conviction to the U.S. Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals. Chrysler was convicted in November of 2024 on 2 federal counts in connection with accepting bribes from a known felon. He was sentenced in February and is now serving 30 months in a federal prison. So before we get into more news that has happened this weekend and also give you a quick look at our forecast, we want to hear from our sponsors.
At Jackson Water, we are in the game and locked in on our goals. Every day, our dedicated teams are hard at work, ensuring that clean, reliable water flows to every home and business in Jackson. We are not just fixing pipes. We're investing in a brighter, more resilient future for our city. Jackson Water. Water for all the time.
And thank you to Jackson Water for sponsoring WLBT Plus. Well, let's go ahead and look at our weather right now. See what we are looking like outside across the area. I'm gonna get my words together here in just a minute. So if we look over our current temperatures outside, you can see it looks like we're sitting really cool, right? So we're 87 in Hazelhurst, 89 in Jackson, 75 it says up in Carthage. I'm not sure if that's correct, but it could be. It could be, it could have some rain moving through the area. You don't know. So there may be 89 here in Jackson, but the feels like temperature is 94, which is better. We were looking at 15 degrees higher heat indices last week. So we are sitting much better than we were last week. Our current radar, you can see we don't have any rain in the area. Well, there's couple of little spots in Lawrence County, but that is about it. Our next 12 hours is going to be looking about the same. Of course, looking maybe possibly some afternoon showers, but as we go into the overnight hours, those chances decrease. And the next 7 days is pretty much a copy and paste forecast. Low 90s across the area, 20% chance of rain. It is literally, it could not get more copy and paste than that, I don't think. So we know that we are looking at some good weather coming up here over the next 7 days here in Jackson. Lower temperatures, lower heat indices, and a lot more pleasant weather, which I'm sure a lot of people are very grateful for. So going to Rankin County, where the Rankin County Sheriff's Department is now the latest law enforcement agency here in the metro area to achieve a statewide certification for reporting crime data. The Mississippi Department of Public Safety certified Rankin County in the National Incident-Based Report System. So this is a collection of crime data that allows agencies or stakeholders to track crime trends and conduct analysis. It can help implement strategies and allocate resources to better protect you. The Sheriff's Office has trained employees for several months to be able to get this certification. So very, very happy for that. And now 1 month after Jackson's new mayor, John Horn, took office, Three on Your Side is hearing from you about some issues that you are hoping his administration will address. So 2 of the top concerns are potholes and infrastructure. Blight and vacant structures are also on many people's minds, along with the impact of the city's homeless population. And of course, water bills and water quality remains issues that many people are still talking about.
Is there anything that you would like the new administration to address?
Yeah, the water bill and the streets. Oh, yeah, it's a whole lot of stuff.
Y'all need to fix these streets. Messing up these cars out here. Then Mainly it is just a pothole for me.
At one time, Jackson was a beautiful city, and it still has potential to be. But I think we need to step in and help our homeless a whole lot more than we are.
So, of course, we are continuing to watch Mayor Horns as he progresses through his first term as the mayor of Jackson. And, of course, we will let you know about all of these issues and when they get repaired and when they get fixed and the plans for them and all of that stuff. We will keep you updated on that. And the latest class of honorees has been formally inducted into the Mississippi Sports Hall of Fame. So the ceremony was held Saturday evening at the Clyde Muse Center in Pearl with some of the state's greatest athletes and coaches there in attendance. Video tributes were presented for each new member. Legendary USM baseball coach Scott Berry, former All-American Ole Miss running back Dexter McCluster, JSU basketball court coach and former NBA player Mo Williams, Mississippi State defensive back Steve Freeman, USM running back Derek Nix, USM professional golfer Robbie Webb, longtime high school football coach Mike Justice, and accomplished high school and college basketball coach Steve Reeves. It was a major night for all of those that were involved.
You know, I didn't set out on this journey to end where I am today. I'm certainly thankful and grateful to so many people that played such a huge part in where I am and where I've gotten.
This is a great moment, and it's brotherhood for life, no matter what, because we know the sacrifices that we've all had to do, whether it was family, whether it's the hard days, the long days, the ups and downs, and to be around a bunch of guys that did it the right way. It's unbelievable, man. It just gives you a reason to smile.
So congratulations to all of those Mississippians that are now part of the Mississippi Sports Hall of Fame for their induction that happened this past weekend. But guys, that is it for WLBT Plus. Like I said, we were going to have some updates for you in our newscast later today on a lot of these stories that we brought to you today. So make sure you're tuning in there. And also, don't forget, you can always watch our newscast on your smart TV. If you download the WLBT app, you can watch the newscast as they are happening. You can watch them live, or you can go back and watch them on demand if you miss it. So make sure you download the WLBT app on your smart TVs. Our First Alert weather team will be here at 2:30 to give you a more in-depth look at your forecast, let you know exactly what we're looking at as far as the heat index values that we're expecting, humidity levels that we're expecting over the next few days, maybe even watching the tropics. You want to make sure you're tuned in for that. And I will be back tomorrow for the top 3 from WLBT and WLBT Plus. I hope to see you all then, and I hope you all have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.